This episode is brought to you by Indie Film Hustle TV, the world's first streaming service dedicated to filmmakers, screenwriters, and content creators. Learn more at indiefilmhustle.tv.
But I do remember the day that the first project was, the teacher said, go out and shoot a wide shot, a close-up, a Dutch tilt. So I took my camera I borrowed from a friend's father, a Super 8 camera, a black and white roll of film, and went out with my brother and shot this, processed it, came back and projected it to my brother, and halfway through it, he goes, "What the fuck is this?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "This look that we've been after our whole life. What is this?" I said, "This is film. It's a chemical process. That shit we've been doing is video. That's why we were doing comedy." Right. And from that day forward, we basically were doing drama, right? So I did one short. My first short was called Menace II Society, mm-hmm. But it wasn't the movie that eventually it became. It was like a chase scene, about mm-hmm. a guy coming out of a bank with money and getting shot and chasing the guy that shot him, and that was my brother. And then I did another film called The Drive-By, right? And at that time, and I may be getting too much into the weeds here, digital editing wasn't even
there was
really
nothing
around.
No, it was all flatbed still.
Nothing. It was flatbed and Herbig splicers, like for the little Super 8 film and reel-to-reel stuff. And I was frustrated in my first project that it was so slow because I was used to doing tape-to-tape at the public access place, So I told my teacher, this is frustrating. Like I basically was saying the future is not this. This is 100-year-old technology. He's like, "Well, Albert, you can edit it at your public access place tape-to-tape if you want, but if it's considered one of the better films of the year, we're not guaranteeing we're going to screen it at the end of the year because we project." And I said, "Okay." So I did it on video. It ended up being the best film of the year in that class, and they rolled in the TV set, sure enough, and showed that shit. Right?
Lessons to all the children out there: just do you.
Do you, exactly. There's a lot of details I can get into there, but what happened was those films were integral to getting us into the business, basically, right? So first was music videos, which we never wanted to do, really. We love music videos, but we wanted to be filmmakers, right? So at this key moment, I had my second film called The Drive-By. One of my older friends in class, he was 45 years old, right around your age. His name was Roberto. I think he was Cuban too, by the way. And he said, "Albert, you should come bring your film to my film party this weekend. It's one of the better films." I was so shy back then. I'm like, whatever. Meanwhile, my brother and me show up to this party, show the film, and there's a crowd of people around. And one of my classmates, this woman named Kelly, was dating a guy who was the brother of Tamara Davis, who was a director at the time of music videos, of hip-hop music videos. Eventually did CB4 and Happy Gilmore and stuff like that, right? This white woman. So he was there. The brother of Tamara Davis was there because he was in a relationship with Kelly, who was in my school. And they both came up to me and said, "Hey, his sister is so-and-so. You guys should hook up with her. She can help you, get into the business." I'm so shy at the time. I'm just backing away from the conversation, right? My brother grabbed the guy, Tom, and puts him in a corner and just like, "Give me your information now," right? Had my brother not done that, I don't know that we would be in the business today. Wow. Had I not gone to that party and had my brother not done that, right? That was all the kind of aha moment that sparked everything, basically, right? So skip to a week later, Tamara Davis wants to meet us at Astro Burger on right next to Paramount on Melrose.
Yeah.
We go there, and she's, blonde lady, very kind of quiet, and she's there with this guy who must be her boyfriend. And he's not talking. He's just eating French fries and ketchup is falling off his face. And she's telling us how to build a reel and we should, send it to these record companies and how to write a treatment, all this stuff. She's giving us game. And we're so distracted by the guy because ketchup is dropping everywhere. Like, who the fuck is this guy, right? Turns out that was Mike D from the Beastie Boys. Okay. And they shortly married thereafter, but we knew the Beastie Boys well. We didn't recognize that as being Mike D. We're like, who's this weirdo? Cut to, she has us come over her house and she shows us how to make, a reels on VHS. And we start dropping them off at like Delicious Vinyl, who, they weren't paying any mind to us. Hollywood Records and the Disney lot. And that was another crucial story right there. Was at the time we were driving to the Disney lot, and me and my brother got into one of the biggest arguments in our lives. And I was saying this is a waste of time. Like, fuck this. I was so introverted and shy and not social that I didn't realize my brother he was a producer type. He was a hustler, right? And he was like, no, we got to do this. And we're fighting. We drop off that tape at the Disney lot on Dopey Lane, right? At a record company called Hollywood Records. And meanwhile, at home, I think we're 18 years old, and our mother's like, yeah, put 5 applications at jobs every day. You got to get out of bed. And when I come home, you got to be doing chores and all this crazy shit. And we would just be laying in bed all day. And if her car pulled up, we'd jump up and act like we were doing something, right? So one day, we're both in our separate bedrooms, like napping, and I hear the phone ring a week or 2 after we dropped off the tape at Hollywood Records. And when the phone rang and I heard my brother's voice, his disposition, and how it went past 5 minutes, I said, that's our first job. I know it. I feel it. And it was basically like a spin-off group from Digital Underground called Raw Fusion. We had $30,000 to go up to Oakland and shoot this music video. And that began the career right there, right? And then, Menace came, we were developing in that along, and there's more kind of details on that. But that's the long and short of how we kind of cracked in.
So then